Okay guys, so first up is going to be the XM193. This is the 5.56 55 grain ball. Okay, so our round, as I kind of suspected, our round deflected off. Began destabilizing. It looks like as it exited the second wall, it somewhat began to destabilize, and then you can see it's keyholed now. However, I don't see much indication of fragmentation. It looks like that bullet held together. And I did see the dust on the back berm, so it definitely was still moving as it exited this exterior wall. I might have to try that one again. We'll go through the others first. Hopefully we can keep them on here, but I don't see an impact on this wall, but I did see it on the back berm. Okay, so next up is going to be the Federal 62 grain Fusion Msr. Alright, so as you can see, our round came through. It looks like it began expanding, or at least it either expanded or destabilized, because these aren't rounded holes coming out. Yeah, it had to do one or the other because it made a larger exit out of the first wall. But it passed clean through all our walls, our exterior wall, our second exterior wall, out, and somewhere into the berm. Okay, next up is going to be the 75 grain bolt tail hollow point loaded by HPR. This is the Hornady bullet. Okay, so it looks like it destabilized coming out of the second wall. You can see the full profile here. Passed through, struck our exterior wall here, exited out. It looks like it fragmented on the as it came out. Struck our, yeah, it's actually in two pieces, and it struck our exterior wall for other home and actually exited out in pieces. And I saw a little splatter on the back berm, not the big dust plume I saw with the Fusion or with the XM193. So it definitely broke up into pieces, but nonetheless it still penetrated all the way through. Okay, next up is going to be the 60 grain VMAX Hornady bullet again, as loaded by HPR. Alright guys, my camera killed in the heat, so I just fired the VMAX round. I had to let the camera cool off, so we'll go through that now. I marked all these while I was waiting for this to cool. So we had penetration through the first wall. It looks like this must be the polymer tip. It began expanding as it exited the first wall. Still going. We see a lot of fragmentation here, but the round still has a large piece that's still penetrating through. Exit, again, more fragmentation, still a large piece. Looks like there's two main pieces and small fragments. We've exited our exterior wall. One piece struck the exterior wall, our next exterior wall, and actually did exit out and landed somewhere on the back berm. It was definitely reduced in terms of mass because unlike the 193 and the Fusion, where I actually saw the dirt plume on the back as though basically as though you were shooting at it, both the 75 grain hollow point and the VMAX round, I just saw very little disturbance. So both of those did break up before exiting, and they didn't seem like they carried too much energy. However, they did penetrate all our interior walls, our potential exterior wall, our second potential exterior wall, and inner end. Now, naturally, that would have been much less destructive to someone had it entered than the rounds that stayed intact, but alright, so let's keep going. Okay, so we're going to retest the 193, the M193, because I know some people are going to want to see that. because I know this round's actually pretty popular for home defense. People say it breaks up in interior walls. We haven't seen that yet, so we'll try again. Hopefully we'll be able to get it to pass through all the walls this time instead of skipping off. Okay, well I can definitely tell you it deflected up because I saw it hit the berm pretty authoritatively up there. And we did get passed through all the walls with no fragmentation. And I did see it strike the berm up there at the top, and it looked like it struck with a reasonable amount of authority. And we got no fragmentation. That is Federal XM 193, the one labeled 556, I believe, AR. So keep in mind, this is from a 16-inch barrel, not a 20-inch barrel, which maybe those previous tests that I've heard where it fragments may have been due to that, but we're not seeing that here. Okay, so far all our rounds have penetrated through our walls, although the VMAX and 75 grain definitely were degraded in terms of they fragmented to some extent, and what exited was definitely degraded. The XM 193 passed clean through, no fragmentation, and was still moving at a good clip. The Fusion also exhibited expansion, some slowdown, but still passed through and struck the backburner. So all we have left for 223 is going to be this 45 grain jacket hollow point, so we'll see if this one gives us a round that can stay inside. And it did not. Okay, so that round exited out. It doesn't even look like it fragmented. This was our M193. This was our 45 grain hollow point, and from what I can tell, it looks pretty darn intact. I don't see, I don't see any fragmentation on the board. So this is our 193. This is our 45 grain. See some destabilization happen, full destabilization, but I don't see any fragmentation. So that round looks like it just held together, punched clean through. So, well, that was a waste of money. I thought that would have, thought that one would have done it, but oh well. That's why you got to test these things.